That's the question.
How would we know that?
That's why it's important for us to know whatever is owed to us by the client, it must be seen in this account. Can you see now? What is this account?
Okay, business.
Business. Let's go and check business. Can you see they give us business here?
Yes.
If you are writing exam, just write maybe, I don't know if I write data, it will make sense to you or not. Data, it means you owe us. We build you. You owe us.
Okay. Yeah, it makes better sense.
Yeah, this is what we build. This is what we build. So at the moment, Lillian does not owe us anything. So meaning we cannot transfer anything. Are you with me?
Yes.
Remember, usually they need this. If they want you to answer this, they need you to put it in this format. Obviously, you can just have a format like this. Can you see? And then you can just say, let's say, transfer. Can you see now? This is a column for transfer. I'm just showing that. And then obviously, when you come here, you just write what Lillian. Eh?
Yes.
And then obviously, Lillian transfer statement. Lillian, we cannot transfer anything. It will look like that. I don't know if it makes sense.
Okay.
Because there's nothing to transfer. This is like the transfer statement. Any question?
Nothing.
No, it's okay. I was trying to change the statement, but it makes sense. Okay, look at Martha. What do you think? Does Martha has anything in her account in the trust?
No.
Does Martha owe us?
Yes.
Martha owe us
6843.
How much must we transfer now for Martha? Because Martha owes us 6843. So how much can I transfer?
6843.
No, we can't, because there's nothing to transfer out of. There's nothing in her account. Martha will still owe us. Again, here there will be no transfer. Can you see now? This thing will help you a lot. Yes. So
there's nothing, there's no transfer.
Yes, there's nothing that I'm going to transfer. So if I was writing, I was supposed to put something like this or dash. But I must show that Martha, there was no transfer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It looks straightforward. I'm telling you, without the basics, never. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just saying I know my students always panic because they just want to go to that answer. Because some of them have got answers in advance. They work towards the answer. Hey, that is a very dangerous exercise. It's better for you to simply check the answer after. If you have the answers. Are you with me?
Yes.
Let's look at Zulu. Big Zulu. Okay?
Yes.
Tell me about Big Zulu, man. Just teach me on the Zulu.
So Zulu owes Zulu has a favorable balance on the trust credit side. 34729 is the amount that there's favorable balance. Then in the credit side, I mean on the debit side, there is an amount of 16483 in business.
Yes.
So if we had to make a transfer here, then we can only transfer
how much is the transfer?
So if I had to draw the account, then I must transfer 16483.
You must transfer 16483. I like that because Zulu owes us 16 and we've got enough to transfer. Remember, we can only transfer what we are entitled to. So we're entitled to 60. So if they say I had to do that, obviously, for Zulu, I will have that 60. Can you see how easy is that if you get those basics? Just like that. And I like the fact that you went to the accounts and check yourself.
Yeah.
60. Yes, 43. Are you okay so far with that? So everything starts here. I'm telling you, when you go to the correspondence, I'm telling you, you're going to fly with the transfers because you're going to be careful. Remember, most people just transfer without checking. Yes, you can find that their transfers are correct. Like, let's say the transfer procedures are correct, but the amounts are incorrect.
Okay, so to go back to Lillian and Martha, the difference was that they didn't have on their individual accounts, they didn't have either a debit or a credit balance.
Yes.
That's why you can't make a transfer.
I can't. Because this one doesn't owe me. Lillian doesn't owe me. Martha owes me, but Martha doesn't have money to give me. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm trying to avoid, if you do that, you're going to have something called irregularity, of which is against the law. Can you see now?
Okay.
You can't transfer what you don't have. So the trust accounts are not required to be negative. If they are negative, obviously, that will be an irregularity. We must avoid that in the future.
Okay.
Yes.
So to answer question number 1, where it says you are required to calculate the amount you may transfer from trust to business or from business to trust. Indicate each account balance after the transfer. How would that answer look?
So it means after each and every transfer, obviously, if I want to include this one after that, it means you can either do them separately, but you can put them on the same
name.
thing.
You can do it per name.
Yeah, you can do it like this, and then thereafter and say, can you see now?
Yes, account balance.
And then you can also, remember, put another one here, of which is just optional, but just say, let's say call this what? Because they didn't give you the formats to use. No? You just have to use opening balance, and this one you can call it what? Closing balance. No? Closing balance. And then when you do the closing balance, obviously the opening balance here, maybe you can improvise, like, let's say if this is Lillian, and then you can put the balance here. Yes. Let's say balance for Lillian was how much? This was 82 trust, né?
Yes.
Say 82. Two, 247. I think it will be advisable maybe to have balances for each. The other balance, maybe I can divide this balance into two, né? And then maybe like this. This one will represent the trust, and that other one will represent what? The business. You understand what I mean? So meaning here, I can call this one, this part, the trust one, and this one is the business one. Finish now. So here I've got trust of 82, and then the closing balance. Sorry, technology. Let me just do this. 87, and then let's say let me just have 87 like that, and then the balance will still be, let's say this is the trust. I'm still gonna have how much? 87. Remember. Let me just do this and say, let's see. I'm just trying to improvise. I wish I had formats in advance. Let's say the other one is trust. Put it like this. This will be the trust part. I'm just giving an example, the columns that we can have. This is the trust. Hey. And then here I'm going to have trust. So I'm just giving an example about the trust. So this is the trust. Can you see now?
Yes.
And then let's say here I say business. This will represent business, and this will represent business. Because sometimes they do give you the format so that everyone can have the same format. Normally they give you the format in the exam. But I'm just saying they don't give you the format. It's up to you how you structure. So this shows that I had 87 here. Can you see this 87? No, 82. Sorry,
Yeah.
82, 247.
82.
Just say 82,
247.
247, and then this will mean here for sorry. No, I'm struggling with that. So it means this, can you see, we opened with 82, 247, and we ended with 82, 247 under the trust. So
Yes.
this will answer this part. This will answer this part. Can you see the balance here? This will answer this part. So after
I
the
see.
transfer here, we are left with the same. Nothing has happened.
Okay.
Can you see now? So for Martha, let's try Martha. And let's say for Martha, the balance was 6843, but it was business, remember? So it will be 6843, 843. That was the business. Ne? I'm going to put it under business. Let's look for the business ahead. And then did we do any transfer? For Martha? No. The balance is still 6843. I don't know if it makes sense because I know there's too much admin. I'm trying to put everything here. So the balance will be under the business like this. I don't know if it makes sense.
I'm following. It makes sense.
Yes. So here, unfortunately, whatever we started with, we ended with. It's very easy.
Okay.
Unlike what? Zulu. Zulu, we had how much at the beginning? 34729. Now, I'll say
Yes.
34729. But let's see. Yeah. 34729. As you can see here is the balance for. And then we made a transfer of how much? We made a transfer. Well, how much was the transfer, by the way? It's 16.
For Zulu, it was 16483.
Yeah, 16483. Let me write it again. 16483. That's the transfer which we just change that. Make it red. So this is the transfer that we made. Can you see I will put it under transfer there? Can you see that?
Yes. And then the closing balance
Will be the difference between the two. This minus that.
18246.
18.
246.
So this will be the new balance there. And that
Okay. Now,
trust. Does that make sense?
yes.
But sometimes I prefer doing this part at the bottom. You can still, let's say, separate. Do the transfer statement first. Thereafter,
Yes.
do the balancing thing at the bottom. I wish we had more. Maybe I don't know if in future maybe get more time so that I can show you everything. But remember, now I'm just giving you the basics so that maybe when you go and you do it on your own, you can have more questions.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to give. So again, you must just check under the business, because this was the business that you made, the transfer, meaning under the business here, Zulu under business, you just put 0, and under the business there you put, no, you cannot put 0, it was something else. That's the opening balance. It was
Yes.
16. This amount will be 60 here under the business, but at the end there's nothing because it has been transferred. I don't know if it makes sense.
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, because remember, opening balances is like copying what you see here.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? So whatever you see, you copy. You copy.
Copy it.
Everything is copied here. Yes.
Okay.
Depending on whether we have balance or not. So they do like this kind of a question, and it's very confusing. So you can even check John. It's very straightforward, John. can just tell me how to transfer? How can you transfer, John?
So you see the two account balances that he has, and then you make the transfer of 15,238 because that's what he's owing. Then
Yes.
it is the difference between the 120,000 there
Mm-hmm.
minus, let me just do it, and then minus the 15,236,238.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get an amount of the closing balance would then be 104,762.
I like that. Similar to Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Can you see Kennedy? But how will you approach Kennedy?
So Canon Office Supplies has
No,
a
Kennedy.
negative.
Kennedy.
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 Kennedy has
Yeah.
the similar approach. So
Yes.
here we see that the what he owes us is in excess of what he has.
Yes.
So we can only transfer what he can actually pay us.
Which is how much?
So must we minus it?
No, I want the transfer. Remember, minusing is when we want to find the balance after.
So the
How much is the
transfer,
transfer?
I don't know how to do this one because it's more than.
I
So
no,
you
I like the
transfer,
yes. I like the fact that you understood that we don't have enough. We
yes,
can only transfer up to whatever we have. So we can only transfer how much? 24.
24689. What he has,
Yes. Yes, that's the
nothing
transfer.
more
The
than that.
transfer here. Nothing more than that. You are limited to this.
Okay.
Meaning he will still owe us the remainder, the difference. Okay.
41438. Then there will still be an amount of 16,749 that he still owes us after the
Under
transfer.
business. Yeah, but under business,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, understand.
Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect sense.
Perfect. I like that. I like that. So I like the fact that you're getting this because everything that I'm telling basic is important. Um, how can you approach the next one?